All right, guys, welcome back to another Missouri Organic Toolbox Talk. Today's topic, we're going to go over eye wash stations and eye injuries. Before that, we're going to briefly go into last week. Guys, we're getting deep into this run. Another week of zero injuries, zero accidents. That's 4 straight weeks. Definitely appreciate the focus on that. No changes to the damage cost analysis numbers. You guys are making my job easy. Definitely appreciate that. Michael Rodriguez is still looking to fill 3 different positions: one Class B delivery driver, seasonal Class B delivery driver, one diesel mechanic, and one heavy equipment operator. So, as always, if you guys know somebody with these qualifications, definitely reach out to Michael. Or if you just want to know more about the position itself, reach out to Michael. Michael did bring on one new employee, Heaven Taylor. Heaven started with us on the 6th of March. She's going to be working with Demi Thurber's team at the city drop sites. So if you guys see Heaven, definitely introduce yourself and let's make her feel as welcome as we can. All right, guys. So like I mentioned earlier, today's topic is going to be eye injuries and eye wash stations. Out of the 3 injuries that we had last year, one of them was an eye injury. And the year prior to that, we had 3 eye injuries. So I think it's a pretty good topic to go over. It's important to know where the eye wash station is at wherever site you're at, and if you were to have an eye injury, what to do. So, as always, if you guys have any questions, definitely reach out to me and we'll get those questions answered. Other than that, we will see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a great week.
Hey everyone, let's talk about something incredibly important. Something that could literally save your sight one day. We're diving into emergency eye wash stations. Now, this is specifically for all of us here at Missouri Organic Recycling, because knowing this stuff isn't just about checking a box, it's about making sure we all go home safe. So let's kick things off with a pretty staggering number, 90%. OSHA, the folks who set all the safety rules, estimate that a full 90% of all workplace eye injuries could be prevented. Just think about that for a second. 9 out of 10 injuries didn't have to happen. They were avoidable. And that's where we come in. That 90% is a national average. Here, for our team, the goal is different. We're shooting for 100%. That means 0 preventable eye injuries. It's a high bar, for sure, but it's totally achievable if we're all on the same page. To really get why this is so critical, you have to understand the stakes. This isn't just a small-time issue. Let's look at the hard reality of what happens out there every single day. Every day, and I mean every single day in the US, around 1,000 people injure their eyes at work. That's not a weekly or monthly number. That's what's happening today. What will happen tomorrow? It's a constant risk. And the cost? Well, it's huge. We're talking over $300 million a year in lost work time, medical expenses, you name it. That's a massive hit. But forget the money for a second. The main takeaway is simple. Protecting your eyes is about protecting you, but it also protects our whole operation. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. It's big and it's serious. So what's the solution? Well, it's a specific piece of safety engineering designed for one job and one job only. Let's talk about your eye wash station. Take a good look. This should be a familiar sight for all of you. In an emergency, this thing right here is your absolute first line of defense. It's what stands between a scary accident and permanent damage to your vision. It's not just a faucet, it's a lifeline. So when are these stations absolutely mandatory? Well, the rules are super clear. If you're using any chemical and its safety data sheet, the SDS, calls it toxic, caustic, or corrosive, you need a station nearby. Same goes if the SDS or even the container itself has warnings about causing serious eye damage or chemical burns. If you see those words, a station must be available. No exceptions. And it can't just be any old setup. For an eye wash station to actually work right, it has to have a few things. It's got to be clean water or a saline solution. The valve has to be hands-free so you can hold your eyes open. And it needs to turn on in 1 second or less. It has to be able to flush both of your eyes at the same time. With what's called tepid water, basically not too hot and not too cold, somewhere between 60 and 100 degrees. And of course, it has to be super easy to spot with clear signs. Now this is where things get really intense. In an eye emergency, you're not just walking, you are in a race against the clock. And let me tell you, every single second is critical. So I want you to really think about this for a moment. Imagine it happened. A splash, a chemical in your eyes. The panic sets in. How much time do you realistically have to get yourself to that station? 10 seconds. That's it. You have 10 seconds from the moment something hits your eyes to get to that station and start flushing. To put that in perspective, that's about the time it takes to walk 55 feet. It's an incredibly, unbelievably short amount of time, which makes the next point so important. Because you only have 10 seconds, the path to the eyewash station has to be clear. I mean, always clear. No straight pallets, no toolboxes, no carts, nothing. If there is anything blocking your way, that station becomes completely useless. An obstacle doesn't just slow you down, it could cost you your sight. Okay, we've made it to the most important part of this whole conversation. You've gotten to the station in under 10 seconds. What now? This is what we call your 15-minute mission. Let's break down exactly what you need to do. Listen up, because these are the 4 steps that can save your vision. 1. Flush your eyes the second you get there. Hit that valve and get the water going. 2. You have to physically hold your eyelids open with your fingers. Your natural instinct is to squeeze them shut, but you have to fight that so the water can get in and do its job. 3, and this is the one people forget. You have to irrigate for a full 15 minutes. Not 5 minutes, not 10, 15. Roll your eyes around to make sure the water gets everywhere. It feels like a lifetime, but it's what's required. And only after that full 15 minutes is up do you move to step 4, get professional medical help immediately. So we've gone over the what, the why, and the how, but none of it matters without the most important ingredient, you. This all comes down to taking personal responsibility for your own safety and the safety of the people around you. So here's your personal safety checklist. It's simple. First, know exactly where the nearest eyewash station is from wherever you're working. Don't guess. Second, before you start any job, just take a quick look. Is the path to that station clear? Make sure. Third, run through those 4 flushing steps in your head so you know them by heart. And finally, know what your role is if it's not you, but a coworker who's in trouble. I'm going to leave you with one last question to think about. Right now, at this very moment, can you picture the eyewash station closest to you? And more importantly, are you absolutely 100% sure that the path to get there is wide open? If you have even a tiny bit of doubt, go check. Go make sure, because your eyesight could literally depend on it. Thanks for listening and stay safe out there.